Have you ever wondered why female-headed households in Africa are on the rise? This is what we want to talk about today in this show, so stick right there, don't move an inch. Before we get deep into the show, I would love to give a warning to everyone that please buckle up your seatbelts, because sometimes our words can be very, very irritating that you might not feel comfortable to sit right there and listen to us. So please just buckle up your seatbelts and make sure that you're holding whatever you're holding on next to you firm, so that we can be together on this journey in search of knowledge till the end of this program. Did you know that the black man has become the most endangered species of animal right now as we are speaking? Can that be the reason why there are so many female-headed households in Africa? This is the African Teacher right here on African Eyes Radio, your revolutionary radio. Yes, so the black man has become the most endangered species of animal right now as we are speaking here in Africa. The evidence of this can be found in the increasing number of black men who are in the drug use or who are addicted to drugs. Many talented, skilled and intelligent young black men have been hooked with nyaope, cocaine and all these drugs, legal and illegal, by their governments. As African Teacher, I always blame the African governments on the matters of drug use in Africa, because by the look of things, it seems like the biggest drug cartels in Africa are the African government officials, those who are wearing suits, those in bow ties and the ties. These drugs that has terrorized the African society are not manufactured by us, and since we are not the ones producing them, it means they come from somewhere and enter our African countries through what we call the port of entries, where security has to be always maximum, but still they do make it straight into our hoods. So the biggest question that I always ask myself is, how are these drugs making it from where it was manufactured? For instance, it can be in South America. That's why we know that there are mega factories there that produces drugs. So how did it came all the way from South America to our ghettos? That is where now I also wonder what's wrong with our security systems of our countries, that they can't detect drugs that are destroying our nations from the port of entry. So the biggest criminals are the topmost officials wearing suits with nice perfumes, so that when you look at them, you should not relate any criminal activity with them. These are sellouts of the African race, the politicians, who are used by the enemy against their own people by allowing drugs into their countries, designed to keep the young black man from waking up and conscientize himself to start a revolution that can free the black nation from the hands of the oppressor. Yes, I know most of you are satisfied with this token freedom, living in your token neighborhoods, owning a token house, driving a token car, drinking the token alcohol while smoking your token cigarettes. Yes, Africa, why so many single mothers? With me, the African Teacher, on African Eyes Radio, your revolutionary radio. Another factor that is robbing a black woman her husband is the homicides that has been targeted on the black man. It is said that every day 71 people are being murdered in South Africa alone, and many of these deaths are black men. So like today, we woke up this morning with the news that 3 black men in Mpumalanga, one of them being the councillor, were shot dead by the gunmen. And it seems like in South Africa, the current president, since he came into power, many black men have been killed, even more than the way it was during apartheid era. This leaves me to wonder that the vote for change people voted for, was the change to the good or the worse? The people of South Africa will never forget the Marikana shootings, the 2021 July unrests, where more than 300 people died, mostly black men. A country that is not at war with any other country. Tavern shootings in 2022, which took lives of many young teenagers, most of them boys. Yes, Africa, why so many single mothers? Prisons are also known to be contributors of the robbing of the father from an African family. Yes, Lucky Dube said it well, but we couldn't understand what he was talking about when he said they will not build schools anymore. What they will build will be prisons and prisons and prisons. Rest in peace, Lucky. There are 235 prisons in South Africa alone, with almost 150,000 prisoners, and only 2.6% of the population are females. Black men filling the jails, leaving the house without a father. Why so many female-headed households in Africa? Homosexuality is also one of the contributing factors. I'm not trying to attack any homosexuals here or any other group. I love and respect homosexuals as a people, but I hate the practice. God hates it too, and if he does, who am I that I can love it? We all ought to love homosexuals. These are just beautiful creatures, victims of the wickedness of those in control of the world. Yes, African teacher on African Eyes Radio, your revolutionary radio. So we've got these factors that are proved to be used by the system with the help of the government that is suppressing and oppressing the black man, and these are drug use, homicide, prison jails, and homosexuality. All these are aimed at destroying the black man, making him the most endangered species of all the species of animals on earth. This can be validated in the scriptures when Pharaoh saw the Israelites multiplying, and he started to fear that they will grow into a huge army and defeat them. So Pharaoh said, "Come, let us deal with them wisely." Then he destroyed all male children. The black man was defeated in this psychological war going on between him and his natural enemy, and as it is the case with any battle, the prize of war to the winner is the women of the defeated side. So the conqueror is now in control over the black woman. Therefore, the black man has lost control over his woman. If you don't believe it, try to discipline your own woman and see what will happen next. The black woman has now become the workshop of the devil, so she has been turned against the black man, that the black man can't find peace in his own home. This leads him to go and seek peace and pleasure somewhere. Why? Because the black woman has been elevated, and with a mentally and spiritually dead black man, she now rules over him, diametrically in opposition with nature, because the nature of a man is to rule his destiny, and now a woman rules his destiny. Why so many single mothers in Africa? The white man has destroyed the strong character of the black man and used the brain of the black woman as his workshop, keep the black man down. To our African women, it is one thing to look for a man and another thing to know what to do with the man when he is in the house. African teacher on African Eyes Radio. These are the reasons why single parenting in Africa is on the rise. Yes, if you like the works that we are doing, please like and subscribe to our channel and be part of the revolution.